Does a 3-loss SEC team make the college football playoff?
Yeah, probably more than one. Yeah. That's why Saturday's important. Listen, I know we're in October and no one's like thinking this through. All right, last weekend, Arizona had BYU on the ropes and they let them off. They let them off the hook. No one's thinking about the ramifications for the SEC when BYU and Arizona are playing at 1 o'clock Eastern time in the morning. But it's big because if Brigham Young keeps winning those close games and they're sitting there 11-1 or undefeated versus a 9-3 SEC, they're going to get the playoff nod later down the road. All right, so that's the first thing to think about. Second thing, this Saturday, if Notre Dame loses to USC, they're going to be out. Right now, a 10-2 Notre Dame versus certain 9-3 SECs is a legitimate playoff debate come December. All of the 9-3 SEC teams will get the nod over a 9-3 Notre Dame because they will have lost their only 2 high-level games and lost their third one. So they will have lost their 3 games against their 3 biggest opponents. Elsewhere, their strength of schedule is garbage. So a lot of these games outside the SEC are going to have as much impact on this as the SEC games themselves. Then in the SEC, what you want to ask yourself is right now you got 10 teams with 0 or 1 conference losses. You got to start having some separation. You got to start having a few teams separate instead of just a bunch of 2, 3, and 4 loss teams. Because at that point, it gets really hard to differentiate 2 from here, 2 from there. But I think the over-under on 3 loss teams is like 1.5. And I'm going to take the over, by the way. So I'm setting the number and then taking the over. Sounds fair. Yeah, I think 3 loss teams are going to the playoff.
Really? God.
And that means other 3 loss teams are going to get left out because you're going to have a bunch of 3 loss teams, I think, in multiple conferences, Confri. So I don't know. I don't know. A&M's undefeated, guys. Ole Miss is undefeated. Ole Miss goes to Georgia Saturday, by the way.
Ole Miss was in a dogfight with Washington State.
Doesn't matter. Because they weren't even aware they were playing Washington State until about 11 a.m. Saturday morning. They've just been busy prepping for Georgia. So don't worry about that.
Okay. Yeah, not going to worry about that. Let's talk about more coaching hypotheticals. Lane Kiffin.
Florida. It's it. That's Florida.
Because I don't know if I heard this, made it up in my head. Who cares? Seems like he kind of wants to go.
I don't know if he does or not. I think he did once upon a time. He may still want to go. I could find you people who know a lot about that situation who would swear he'll take the job. I was of that opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, we also know he has talked a lot publicly, including in a documentary that just got released like last week about how woven into the fabric of Ole Miss he is now. He moved his family there, this and that. That could be BS. He could be lying to you, or he could mean every word of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can you bring up the AP 25, top 25?
You just want to look at it?
Yeah, I want to look at it. I just want to get his opinion on a couple things. Because he's got the commissioner's poll.
Yep.
That slowly is making its way as the number one poll.
Then the AP catches up a couple of weeks later.
Catches up a couple weeks later. We're bringing it up here.
Twitter, interesting way to go about it. Yeah.
What an opportunity you have at the bottom of this list.
Yeah.
Cincinnati being 24, Nebraska being 25.
Oh, to correct it?
To correct
the historical record?
And also, it's like, in your mind, when you were breaking down all the college ball, like thinking about an Illinois being unranked because they've gotten mopped by Ohio State and they got mopped by Indiana. USC being a one-loss team, that one loss being to Illinois, who even though they did get mopped, their 2 losses are to the number 1 and the number 3 team in the country. Like when you're looking at the AP poll, who are they missing on this week? Who do you think it's like, hey, is Illinois ranked in your commissioner's poll? Where else on the chart? And for the love of God, are you moving up Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech's probably about. I haven't done the commissioner's poll. It's Thursday, so I like to marinate on these things. We don't want to make emotional decisions.
You're right,
but I do want to say.
Emotional comment.
I do want to say the Notre Dame Texas conundrum confounds me a little bit. Texas and Notre Dame 2-loss teams. Texas, I think, was 21st. Notre Dame's 13th, and Texas has 2 losses just like Notre Dame, but Texas has a win over Oklahoma, a top 10 Oklahoma. Notre Dame's best win is what, Boise? Or Arkansas? Like they don't have a quality win. I guess they're saying because their losses are to top 5 teams, then that kind of carries more weight. But at some point I'm asking, doesn't winning the games matter? Like you lost to good teams, okay, but the key word there is lost. And Texas just beat, I don't know. I'm not that upset about it because they're both 2-loss teams. But I still think Vandy's a little bit too low. because I don't think Vandy was in the preseason anything.
Yeah.
And so what I think people are doing with Notre Dame all the way up at 13 is I think they are reverting back to their preseason expectation of Notre Dame, and they're also projecting. Because now everyone who thought Notre Dame was going to be good, they're looking for any reason to believe Notre Dame's good. And by the way, they probably are good. And now they're projecting they'll keep winning. So
Yeah.
we're gonna proactively bump them up to 13, whereas Vanderbilt didn't think they'd be up there. We begrudgingly had to put them up there. The moment they go lose to Alabama, we'll knock them down. And meanwhile, they open as a favorite against LSU. Vandy, a point spread favorite against LSU in the Fall Don't Lie Tour game of the week.
Yes, 11 a.m. kickoff.
I may walk to the game.
Yeah. I also think it's crazy that Washington's not ranked.
Yeah.
Their only losses to the number 1 team in the country.
They weren't invited to the party.
And they were in that game too, regardless of what the score says. Like they had opportunities to win that game.
Are you on board with Oregon potentially being on fraud alert with their only key win being Penn State?
Because people are saying, "Oh man, the Penn State win is fraudulent now." I look at that the opposite way. Do either of you think that Penn State would have imploded had they beaten Oregon?
No.
I don't either. So if Oregon caused that, I'm not going to knock them because the team they killed played dead the following 2 weeks. I'm going to credit you for killing that team. So no, they got beat by a good Indiana team. Like at every turn, people are trying to find a way to cut the legs out from under Indiana's resume. Maybe Indiana's just really good. Maybe Oregon's just really good. That was an impressive win, though.
That's why I fuck with you, Josh Pate.
Yes.
Last question before we go, because we have Greg Olson coming up. Of all the head coaches that could possibly take a job this offseason, who is, in your opinion, the best head coach? The two names that have come up the most is Matt Campbell and Kurt Signetti.
Campbell is younger, much younger than Sig.
Mm.
So Matt Campbell would be my answer. Matt Campbell, people just forget how much of a wet bag of garbage the Iowa State football program was. And he has made it so consistent an idea that you can win there that people are taking it for granted. This is not James Franklin at Penn State. This is a historically terrible program.
Mm.
And Matt's won there. They went to the Big 12 title game last year. They won 11 games last year. They're down 2 starting corners, lost their nose guard and tailback in the game the other night, down to their 3rd string kicker. Like, that's the reason they're losing right now. They have no depth. Plus, they just sent 2 wide receivers to the NFL draft. You should never be doing any of that at Iowa State. So that guy's good. He's my number 1.
Signetti, number 2?
Yes.
Do you have a third?
Let me think on that. I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah. This has been
eye-opening
experience. Every single job in college football is open.
Yep.